Hi, welcome to yet another series of Get More from Mallapuram. And in today's series, we will look into the facts and benefits which are available under the personal accident policy. Are you with me? Yes? Okay. Before we get into the discussion today, let me just show you the declarations. Okay, and we'll get on to the declarations first, right? Okay, so and the reason why we are doing this webinar series of Get More from Mallapuram is only to provide clarity for confidence on whatever the policies that you have purchased from any of the insurance companies, or even if you are planning to purchase any of the insurance policy. This series will give you the clear clarity of thought so that you will have confidence when you are purchasing the policies. Are you with me? Okay, just type yes in the chat box and so that I'll see people responding in this webinar. Oh yes, I'm seeing people typing that. Yes. Okay, let's get on. And before we get into today's topic, let us do the declarations of this webinar series. In this webinar series, we are very clear that we do not represent any one insurance company. We never want to represent any one insurance company. Okay, and at the same time, the issues which are discussed here are purely insurance related. No politics, no films, nothing. It's only insurance on the series of Get More from Mallapuram. Okay, and we are not intended to criticize any of the person or any organization or any product of any insurance company. Okay, if at all it happens, it is only by chance, but we don't intend to do that, right? And the opinions which are discussed here in this webinar series is purely personal and it can't be taken as a proof of evidence under any court of law, right? So with this particular discussion, we are now entering into our discussion, the topic of the day. And the topic of the day of today's webinar series under the subheading of My Insurance, Whose Responsibility? Okay, so what are the 10 things that you need to take care while you're choosing the personal accident policy? Okay, right, let's get into that. And before we get into that, let's see the agenda. We'll see the situation analysis, right? And then we'll be also looking into the discussion, that is the clarity for confidence, and then we'll review the entire process, and then we'll get on to the complete analysis, right? Okay, now coming to the next thing, that is the action point, to the situation analysis, right? And we will be looking into the reimbursement process which are there, and then we'll be discussing the clarity for confidence. This is a topic wherein we'll discuss more on the topics, more on the issues which are related, and then we'll give a lot of clarity for you. Okay, and then we'll review what are the things that we have discussed, and at the end we will also look into the action points. Okay, now coming to the point of situation analysis, right? Situation analysis in a situation of an accident event happening in a particular family. It could be a road accident, it could be someone just going on the road and something fall on them, and then even that is an accident. And accident by the insurance parlance, it means that any external means of injury causing or related to death or disability. Okay, so there should be an external means of injury, right, which leads to death or which leads to disability. That's an accident. Okay, are you with me? Right. Okay, so in a situation where a family member gets affected with an accident, what are the things that can happen? Okay, death, the first one. It could be even a disability which can happen, right? It's a death, disability, right? And because of which there is no income for the family members, right? So in case of death, there is no, if that is the income earning member of the family, the income is lost, right? And at the same time, if the disability happens and the person is also still existing, there is no income which is coming in. At the same time, the expenses got increased. Okay, the income has gone down, the expenses got increased, right? So this leaves with a fix in the family condition wherein there is absolutely no regular income which is coming in, right? And if that happens because the result of the accident comes out to be as a permanent disability, that is even more pathetic. Okay, a permanent disabled person who is out there in the family and who is supposed to be an earning member of the family, right? So these people, if the income stops, the family will shrink into a lot of debts, a lot of loans, right? So in this situation, what is that a family can have with a very affordable pricing, with a very affordable pricing, wherein they can take care of their regular income, even in case of a permanent total disability, right? So how can we do that? How can we do that? This is the situation wherein now we get into our real discussion, the real discussion of clarity for confidence. Okay, so now the discussion begins. Are you with me? Right? Can you just type yes in your chat box? Okay, I'm seeing a lot of responses. Yes. Okay, great. So you are all ready. Let's get into the clarity for confidence. And the first situation, in a particular personal accident policy, how much should a particular person take the coverage? Do you have any idea? Anybody wants to respond in the chat box? Okay, I'm seeing few people typing in 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs. Okay, that's okay. But let's analyze a situation. Wherein how much of minimum cover a person should take to safeguard his family and also himself in case of any permanent total disability, wherein the person is unable to go out and earn a living for the family, right? So in this particular situation, let's do a case study. Are you with me? Let's get into a case study. See, here is the situation wherein a person, you can see out here, right? The basic needs of a particular family. We have taken a case study, right? Okay, the basic needs of 15,000 rupees, right? And at the same time, 5,000 rupees of children's education. Probably we are taking a case study wherein husband, wife, and 2 kids. It's a small family, 2 adults and 2 children are living together, right? And so there is a 5,000 rupees of children's education expenses on a monthly basis, and some miscellaneous expenses like a travel or entertainment or few medicine costs. So all those things put together, it's almost 25,000 rupees on a monthly basis. See, if this is the situation of the family, how much of minimum accidental coverage one should have? Let's look into it. Okay. Now, if at all anything happens to the earning member, in this case, if say suppose the husband in the family is the only earning member, right? And if say any accident happens to the husband, right? So how much of the coverage one should have? First thing, we have seen the situation analysis, there should be a regular inflow of money, right? If there is a regular inflow of money which is required, do you think it should be on a guaranteed basis or a non-guaranteed basis? What is your answer? Just type in your chat box. Is it a guaranteed or a non-guaranteed regular source of income? Oh yes. I think yes, 90% of the people are saying it is always guaranteed source of income. You are absolutely right. Nobody wants to risk their regular income when they are in a disabled condition, right? Okay. So if in that particular situation, if a person need to have a regular source of income, it should be from a guaranteed source. Or in a guaranteed source of income, let's suppose in the current bank interest rate, probably we can get a 6% rate of return. Okay, that's what we have actually taken it in the example over here. So it is 6% rate of return if we take. So how much of capital that we need to put in? It is exactly 50 lakh rupees is what we need to deposit in a bank, so that 50 lakh rupees will keep on getting you that 3 lakh rupees per annum, that amounts to 25,000 rupees on a monthly basis for the family. If that income is regularly coming in, that means the person has taken care of their regular income. Okay, so how much it is coming to? It is almost coming to 200 times of his monthly expenses. So 25,000 into 200 times, that is equal to 50 lakh of rupees. Okay, so if we invest 50 lakh rupees, if we deposit that 50 lakh rupees, then we keep on getting that regular income of 25,000 rupees per month. So the coverage what they need to have in this particular case, in this case, it is exactly 50 lakh rupees. Let's take another example, because in this case, we have not taken the EMIs, we have not taken any lump sum loans which they have taken, which they have to repay. Okay. In the second scenario, if we actually look into where the basic needs is not 15,000, it got increased by 5,000 rupees, that is 20,000 rupees, and say suppose there is also a regular EMI of loan which need to be paid, that is another 5,000 rupees here. So the total monthly expenses has come down to 35,000 rupees. If 35,000 rupees is the expenses, then how much of coverage we need to have at the same 6% rate of return? It is 70 lakh rupees. And this also comes to 200 times of your regular monthly expenses. Okay. Now, let us also see a third scenario wherein the person wants to send their children to an international school, and there's a huge cost involved there. And this family is like, they spend a lot of money on entertainment. They go around, they travel around, so the expenses are also on a higher side, right? In this particular case, if you look at wherein the total expenses on a monthly basis has come to 70,000 rupees. Okay, on a basis of 70,000 rupees. Okay, in this particular scenario, they need to have a minimum coverage of 1.5 crore. And even if you look at here, based on the expenses part, it is actually coming to almost same 200 to 225 times. So that's the range in between. So coming back to our situation, how much of coverage one should have under a personal accident policy? The person should have a minimum of 200 times of their monthly regular expenses. If that is taken care, then their regular source of income will still come in, even if the person meets with an accidental death, or even the most vulnerable will be accidental permanent total disability, where he is not dead, he's still there, but still he can't able to take care of his family. So 200 times of the monthly expenses of the family is what we need to take as a minimum coverage under your personal accident policy. Don't go for 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs. It doesn't really serve. If somebody has to really cover the entire family in the event of any eventuality of any accident, we need to cover it fully. If we are not covering it fully, it actually affects the entire family, right? Are you with me? Okay. And if you need any help, in this particular situation, wherein how to calculate, and you have any more doubts, me and my team, we are always there with you. We are always there with you. Okay. All that what you need to do is just dial 7569 645 645. We are always there with you. This is the number which is flashed out here, right? Just look into that. Just dial it up. Me and my team, we are all out to help you out in planning your personal accident policy. Keep dialing. Okay. Thank you. Let's go to our presentation over here, right? So the minimum coverage we have seen how much one should have. The minimum coverage one should have is a minimum of 200 times of your monthly income. This is the minimum. Okay. Anything more than that you want to take, you are always welcome. Coming to the next point. So what are the coverages which will be there? What are the different kinds of coverages which can come under your personal accident policy? People say there is only the death cover which happens, and accident is something which may or may not happen. Probably it is not really not required to go ahead with the accidental policy. Now, let me just tell you, the accidental policy always comes out as an additional coverage as support onto your life insurance policy, and the premium what you pay under the accidental policy is very, very less when compared with your life insurance policy. Okay. And now, what are the coverages that can have under this particular policy? We can have the permanent total disability, the permanent partial disability, and then the temporary total disability. So these are the major coverages which can have. There are so many other optional and add-on coverage which are there. Even those things can be taken under this particular policy. Okay, right? And coming to the the permanent total disability coverage, this coverage, what does it cover? What does it cover? That means a person who got affected with an accident, he is becoming permanently disabled. Now, there are so many questions which are asked in this particular junction. Okay, how do you define a permanent total disability? Because any person who got affected with an who went through the accident, probably he may have to take a complete bed rest, right? Even that is a permanent disabled, right? So how do you define a permanent disability vis-a-vis a temporary total disability, right? Permanent total disability and temporary total disability. Now, here is how it is calculated from the insurance companies. When we actually look into these two things, that is permanent total disability and the temporary total disability. These are the two different total disabilities. And in a permanent total disability kind of coverage, it is defined based on after how many number of months still the disability is still continuing, and how it is going to impact the earning of that particular person. Okay, so suppose the person met with an accident, he is on bed rest for 2 or 3 months, and then after that he got completely recovered and he went back to the work. Then it is not permanent total disability. Okay, if at all, even after the treatment and even after 6 months, that is 180 days, the disability still continues and the person is not in a position to go ahead and do his regular work, then it is called as permanent total disability. Normally, the maximum time which is judged in any permanent total disability claim, it is up to 1 year. So even, and there should be a doctor who need to certify that this is the disability and it can't be cured. So they give a disability certificate. If that certificate says he is permanently disabled, then the claim is given. Okay, you got it? You got it? I hope, shall I do it once again? Okay, see, in a permanent total disability cover, right, the disability need to be proven within 1 year. 1 year of the accident. Okay, if it is proven to be completely disabled even after 1 year of the accident, from 6 months to 1 year, if it is proven and the doctor gives the disability certificate as permanent total disability, that means 100% disabled, and he is not in a position to do his regular work which he used to do it earlier, then it comes under permanent total disability. Okay, and we have different options which are there in the market. Most of the people, they actually give 100% of the sum assured. That means somebody has taken a 1 crore of policy under a permanent total disability cover, the 100% is actually given, and there are few companies which actually give 150% of the sum assured. So 150% of the sum assured, that means a person has got a 1 crore of coverage, he will be given 1 crore 50 lakhs of coverage as a permanent total disability. Okay, even we have this kind of policies in the market. Okay, if at all you have to choose a personal accident policy with the best permanent total disability plan, please choose those plans wherein you have that 150% of total sum assured which is given as a permanent total disability. That means you have a 1 crore of policy. In case of permanent total disability, 1 crore 50 lakhs is given to you. Okay, so please choose that kind of policies, right? And coming back to the permanent total disability, so the maximum best available products which are there in the market, there are few companies which actually offer 150% of total sum assured as permanent total disability cover. And you need any help in choosing the right product, we are all out there, the numbers are out there. It is 7569 645 645. Please dial up, and me and my team, we are eager to help you out in choosing the right product or to review your existing policy. Okay, right? And coming to the permanent partial disability. Partial means only the portion of the body got affected, and it is affected permanently because of an accident. Okay, so how is this, what does this cover? Okay, the percentage of disability which has been certified by the doctor. Like there are a few things which are given in the policy, like if the thumb goes off, there is a 5% which is given. If the index finger goes, there is 5% which is given. If one hand is cut out because of an accident, because it is 50% disability, so 50% of the sum assured is given. Okay, it is based on the percentage of disability the person has undergone, right? And it is certified by the doctor. That percentage of the total sum assured is given to the client in the claim. Okay, and this claim, once it is given, the policy is not eligible for any renewal. If there is any claim, under any of the disabilities which comes up, then the person cannot be, he can never renew the policy, because the disabled person cannot be offered an personal accident policy. Okay, so this is one more thing. And there's a percentage of sum assured which is given as in disability benefit over here. Okay, and coming to the next one, that is the temporary total disability. That means there is a total disability, but the person is on bed rest for say 3 months or 6 months, or it could be even for say 8 months, right? But there is always the improvement in his disability, and he's actually recovering back. Okay, and this is something which is the best part of the entire policy, and which is actually very close to me. And the best part of this temporary total disability cover under the personal accident policy is the number of weeks which you are disabled permanently and taking rest. That many number of weeks you will keep on earning your weekly income up to the maximum of 1% of sum assured, or there are few limits which different companies keeps. Somebody keeps it as a 5 lakh rupee as a limit under this particular benefit. Sometimes somebody keeps some insurance companies, they offer 10 lakhs as the limit, and the maximum what we have seen in the current market is 15 lakh rupees. So up to 15 lakh rupees a particular person can actually opt for this temporary total disability cover. And we request everyone to go ahead and opt for the largest cover. It is little costlier. It is little costlier when compared to only death coverage, but it is worth it. It is worth it having this particular policy, because the life insurance policies can only give you the death benefit. But if there is any disability which comes up, this is the only possibility of having a disability income, a disability compensation which is paid to the person. Okay, and this is something which is paid, and paid is 1% of the total sum assured with a maximum limit. It depends from 5 lakhs to 15 lakhs. Currently in the market is 15 lakh rupees, and we suggest opt for that 15 lakh rupees. And if you are confused to choose which kind of product, how to choose that, me and my team, we are always out there. We'll be helping you out in choosing this. You can actually dial up the numbers over here. It is 7569 645 645. That's the number on which you need to dial. We'll be all out to help you out. We are always with you. Okay, right? And now coming to how to calculate. See, I was actually mentioning whenever you are actually choosing a personal accident policy, you need to choose how much of coverage that you need to take under the death coverage only, or the death, permanent total disability, permanent partial disability, and the temporary total disability. So how to choose this particular coverages. Okay, let me just show you on how to calculate this. This becomes very easy when you actually look into this particular calculation. Okay, if at all a particular person, this is a case study, if at all there's a monthly salary of a particular person is 50,000 rupees. Okay, a person is earning say 50,000 rupees. Okay, then his weekly salary will become 11,538. Are you with me? Yeah. It's the total number of total amount of monthly salary. When we calculate it on a weekly basis, it comes to 11,538. Okay. Now, why do we need to actually do total amount monthly salary. When we calculate it on a weekly basis, it comes to 11,538. Okay. Now, why do we need to actually do it for the weekly salary? Because we need to know how much of temporary total disability cover that we can take for this particular person. Okay, this is the first step what we need to do. Okay, now you have the different things like the table A, table B, table C. This is general jargon which the insurance policies, the companies, they use in their personal accident policy. And let me just show you how it is different, or how everyone is different. Table A, in most of the cases of the policies of different insurance companies, it is only accidental death, and table B is accidental death plus permanent total disability and permanent partial disability both together. And the maximum which is allowable in the market is up to 180 times of the monthly salary. Okay, and then the table C, table C, and that is actually called as the temporary total disability. The temporary total disability cover, because the available maximum coverage in the market is 15 lakh rupees. Either it is 1% of sum assured or 15 lakhs as maximum. That much can be taken. So in this particular case, if we actually look at, it is 11,538 is the weekly salary. So how much of table C benefit that we can take, that is the temporary total disability? It is 11 lakhs 53,000, because it can be given for 100 weeks. Okay, so if you look into that, and the maximum coverage which can be given under this policy is 225 times. Okay, so it comes to 1 crore 12 lakhs 50,000 rupees as the maximum coverage, under which we have to choose 11 lakhs 53,846 under the temporary total disability. And then, because it is 180 times, which can be given maximum under the permanent total disability and permanent partial disability. So it is 78 lakhs 46,154 which can be given under the policy, right? And then the remaining amount we can put into only accidental death benefit. So this is how the table of sum assured can be taken. And if you go out and ask for the best rate with the insurance policy, with the insurance company, they might actually change, because the only death benefit will have a reduced premium, and the table B benefit will have little increased premium. Table C will have a maximum premium. Okay, so what they will do, they will actually remove the sum assured from the table C and table B, and they will put everything only into the table E. That is only accidental death. But if you are going to take only accidental death, you are actually not going to get the best out of the policy. The best out of the policy is on the table C, that is a permanent total disability, the temporary total disability, and then table B, that is permanent total disability and permanent partial disability coverages. Okay, so this is how the maximum that need to be taken. We'll also tell you, whenever you go for the renewals, you need to check based on your salary how much of coverages can be restructured, because the restructuring will give you the actual coverage, and this need to be reviewed on every renewal. This point we'll actually going to touch upon on the action points which need to be taken. Okay, so have you understood this, how to calculate the entire cover? And if this is not done properly, if the coverage is under different sum assureds, like the accidental death, the permanent total disability, permanent partial disability, and temporary total disability, if those things are not structured properly, then even though you got your accidental policy in place, but it is not giving you the best coverage which can be delivered by the policy. Okay, please go back to your insurance person who is actually servicing you, and ask him about these policies, and ask him about what are the different benefits which can be taken through the policy, right? Not just the least premium. Least premium comes with the least benefits. Go for the optimum payment, right? And if you have any doubts, please call up our number over here. It is 7569-645-645. Me and my team, we are always there. We are always there with you to help you out. Okay, right? And coming to the calculation, I hope this is clear to you. Is this clear? If it is clear, I request everyone to type clear in the chat box. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Oh, somebody is actually asking, can you just repeat that table C? Yeah. See, table C is nothing but it is your temporary total disability. Temporary total disability is based on your weekly income. If your weekly income is, say in this particular case, is 11,538, that benefit you can take only maximum up to 1% of sum assured, or up to a minimum of your weekly salary with a cap of 15 lakh rupees as a coverage as whole. So in this particular case, 100 weeks, because that benefit is given for 100 weeks. So 100 weeks into 1% into your weekly salary, that accounts to 11 lakhs 53,846. I hope this is clear, right? Oh yes, oh yes. Yeah, so let's go ahead. Okay, so there are even other benefits which are included under the policy, that is the medical expenses, which can be also taken under this particular policy. And this thing will cover only the accidental medical expenses. Now, accidental medical expenses, it can happen like this. So somebody met with an accident, and there's a broken hand. So he just went to a doctor, got it x-rayed. Then the person has actually put up a covering on this, and then they have actually treated. Okay. Now, will this be covered? There are very few policies in the market which actually gives you the outpatient breakage of bones coverage in the policy. Okay, but most of the companies, they don't offer this. Okay, most of the companies, what they offer is an inpatient hospitalization. Inpatient hospitalization because of an accident, wherein probably some operation need to be undergo, or some more other x-rays need to be done, and some critical thing has actually happened. So all those things can be covered under the medical expenses. The maximum coverage which is given under the medical expenses under the personal accident policy is up to 10% of sum assured with a capping. So we have seen different situations wherein a 5 lakh rupee is maximum which is given in few companies, and the 10 lakh rupees is also given as a medical expenses in few other companies. So you have to choose the best. You have to choose the best, and it always comes with a cost. Medical expenses maximum which can be given is either 10% of your coverage, or to the maximum limit which is given under the policy. Okay, and for this you need to pay little more extra premium, but let me tell you, this is worth it. This is worth it, paying that little money, because the money what you pay is few hundreds, but the kind of benefit what you can get is few lakhs, and that's the value of money. That's the value of money. Please go ahead, and you need any help, we are always out there. Just dial this number which is out there. It is 7569645645. We are always there to help you out. Okay, and then coming to the next thing under the policy, and this is something which is really critical. So the risk group selection under the personal accident policy is something which is very vital among all the options. So you might have chosen the best options which are available there, right? But the kind of risk group what you have selected is different, that even though you pay your premiums, the claim is not admissible. It is not payable. This choosing of the risk group lies the real fact wherein the claim will be directly linked to the policy. If it is not chosen right, the claim is never payable. So let's see how best we can actually identify into which risk group do we fall based on our occupation. Okay, let's get on to the presentation over here, right? So the risk group, if you look at, there are three kinds of risk groups which are there. Okay, the risk group A, risk group B, and risk group C. So these are the three risk groups. What does it mean? How does it is different from each of them? Risk group A is an administrative kind of occupation. So the managers, the accountants, the people who just sit and work, and also even the marketing people who just go around. But going around for marketing is okay. But going around as a driving as a profession is not again risk group A. Driving as a profession, the drivers of different vehicles, right? As a profession, they earn the living out of their driving. Then they come under risk group 2. Risk group 2 is all manual work. Manual work people, where they physically they go around, they work. It could be like your housemaid, it could be the construction workers, it could be the production people in a manufacturing setup. All the employees in a manufacturing setup will come under the risk group 2. Okay, and then we have another group, that is risk group C. Risk group C is nothing but people who work above the ground and people who work below the ground. That means somebody who is climbing up the poles and doing some electrician work, or somebody who is even the construction workers who work on heights, and also the mining people who work below the ground level. Okay, these are the people who come under risk group C. Okay, so if you ask you why does the insurance company has actually made these different categories, it's because the risk group A people, technically they are more they are less prone to any accidents when compared to risk group C, because they work on heights or they also get into the underground mining. Okay, so or even tunneling work or canal works, all this goes below the ground level. Okay, based on this the premiums are charged. Risk group A people will have a lesser premium, risk group B will have slightly more premium, and risk group C will have little more premium when compared to risk group B. Okay, and now when you are actually bargaining about the premiums within your personal accident policy with the insurance company, if you are supposed to be in risk group B but they have chosen risk group A to reduce your premium, you might get the policy with reduced premium, but tomorrow if there is any claim, you will never get it. You will never ever get it. So that vital is this particular point on selecting the risk group category under your personal accident policy. Okay, right? Now this is something which is vitally important, because it is going to have a direct impact on your claim processing. Okay, so never ever do any mistake in actually choosing the risk group. Choose the right risk group, and you need any help, me and my team, we are always out there. Just check out this number. It is 7569 645 645. That is our number. Just give me a call. Me and my team, we are always there with you to service you. Okay, now coming to the coverage location. Many of the people, they say because there even this policy can be even customized. There are few accidental policies which are available in the market, wherein it will cover the person only in the work location. And this is the kind of policies which the companies take on their employees, because they want to cover the accidents within the work location. Okay, and there are few policies wherein the coverage is extended for the entire country, so anywhere in the country. Okay, that can be covered. Okay, there are few policies wherein the coverage is extended not just during the working hours but 24/7. So this is the third variety of product which is available in the market. The fourth variety is it is covered 24/7 and anywhere in the world. If you have to choose the right option, choose the option wherein the coverage is given anywhere in the world. That's the best coverage what you can have, and the best value for money what you can have for your policy. Right? It might be little, I think it's few hundreds of premium difference here and there, but the kind of coverage what you get is very huge. Right? Okay, choose the right option, choose the right product. And you need any help, we are always there. Just dial up our number. It's just 7569 645 645. Just dial up. Me and my team, we are always there to help you out. Right? And coming to renewal check coverage, this is something which I told, if you remember the case study which we have actually chosen, right? Look into your, probably there is an increase in your salary. And because there is an increase in your salary, your weekly salary would have increased further, right? Once the weekly salary got increased further, then your coverage under your temporary total disability need to be changed. If that coverage is changed, then your premium will also change. No problem. It might be few hundreds, it is increasing, but it's worth it, because end of the day, the reason The very reason why we are taking this personal accident policy is to take care of our family members in the event of any accident, wherein the sum assured, the total amount can be deposited somewhere and you can keep on getting your regular income. And if your coverages, what you have chosen is less when compared to your changed circumstances, then what are the policy that you might have taken, but it is not covering you properly. If you are taking the policy, take the policy, review the policy and have the right coverage such that you will have the right policy in place and it will cover you perfectly in the event of any accident, right? Okay, so have a renewal check on the coverage what you are actually having, right? And your renewal premium might change. It's still okay, and we request you to please go ahead and then do it, right? And then have a better coverage and have the real value for the money what you're paying to the insurance company. And if you have this clarity in place, you will have so much of confidence on whatever the policies that you have already purchased, and you will have so much of confidence on the insurance company, because tomorrow if there is anything going to happen, the claim is payable, and the amount which is given to you will be so much sufficient that it will take care of your family. And the real reason why we are actually choosing the policy. Are you with me? Yes? If yes, please type yes in the chat box. Okay. Wow. There's so many people who are just responding. I thank you a lot. See, this is the kind of response which gives us a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy for us, and it helps us. The energy what you people give us in actually participating in this webinar series, that gives us even more energy to give more during our complete services. Thanks a lot for responding, and let's go back to the presentation. Okay, so, and the optional coverages which are there, you have the educational grant. This is something which is common, which is given by most of the insurance companies. Transportation of moral remains can be given up to 5,000 rupees. Different companies has got different coverages, but these are the regular coverages which are actually given within the policy, right? And then we also have the things like the imported medicines, if it all need to be done, need to be taken care from different countries, then even those things can be covered under the policy, right? Up to 5% of the coverage, maximum to 20,000 can be given. Okay, and then cumulative bonus. This is something which is really interesting. We have seen bonus in medical insurance policies where there is no claim. That used to be there. Now the same bonus has been applied onto the personal accident policy. And we thank all the insurance companies who has actually inbuilt this cumulative bonus into their personal accident policy. And it actually serves so good because they are paying the premium and there is no claim. 5% of sum assured keeps on increases. This is how normally almost all the personal accident policies are being designed. And if you look at maximum up to 50% of cumulative bonus can be accumulated into the policy. And then hospital cash can be given 1,000 rupees per day. It can be given, and I think maximum up to 15 days is what most of the insurance companies they give. And then we also have the home conveyance benefit up to 500 rupees per day, which can be also given up to 15 days. And all these things, it comes with very minor cost. Sometimes it is say 50 rupees is what we need to pay on an annual basis, or in few situations it is I think it is 10 rupees is what you need to pay. So it's so little small amount that you need to pay, but the kind of coverage what you get is huge, and that's the real value for money. And if you have any doubts in choosing any of the products or any of the situation wherein you have to choose the right product, please do let us know. There is a number out here, right? It is 7569-645-645. This is our number. Me and my team will be always out there to help you out. We are always with you, right? And if there is any problem with any of the insurance companies and you are facing any grievance, thanks to IRDA, they have actually given you a portal for grievance redressal, and you can go out there, you can log in your complaint, and the IRDA, the regulator, will come into the picture and they will resolve the issue. right? And we always thank a regulator for that. And let's review the 10 things to take care in your accidental policy. Okay, the first one is how much of coverage to be taken. The coverage which need to be taken here is 200 times of your monthly income, right? And then it's not just the death. Go for the additional benefits like your permanent total disability, your permanent partial disability, your temporary total disability, your medical expenses, your risk group. And this, mind it, this is going to have a direct impact on the claim processing. So choose the right risk group under the policy, right? And the coverage location, go for 24/7 and anywhere across the world, as a coverage. Then anything happening anywhere, it will be covered, right? And renewal, always check the coverage. Always revisit and restructure the coverage under different sum assureds, that the death, your permanent total disability, and your permanent partial disability. Okay, and then opt for the optional benefits. There are definitely some benefits which are there, which you need to opt for it, and these are the benefits which actually gives the real value for money. Okay, and then if there is any issue, just get down to the grievance redressal which is given by IRDA, and IRDA is fantastic in actually addressing all the issues which are coming with the servicing of the policies, and they are going to give you the best service. They are going to resolve the issues so very well. Okay, so this about the review. And then you want to be always smiling. Protect your dreams. Protect your dreams. The dream comes like your family. What are the dreams that you have planned for your family? Just protect your dreams, and your dreams can be protected from the accidents. Go for the best thing, that is your own personal accident policy with all the coverages and all the optional benefits in place. It's a few little hundreds that you will be paying more, but the kind of coverage what you can get is enormous. That's the real value for money. Okay, never lose on any of the optional benefits. Don't just go for only accidental death. Go for the other benefits also. That's accidental death, along with that permanent total disability, permanent partial disability, temporary total disability, medical expenses, all other optional benefits, the conveyance benefit, the hospital cash benefits, everything comes as a package. Go for the comprehensive thing. Okay, right? And now coming to the action points, always check your existing policy. Check your existing policy benefits. That's mandatory. At least once in a year. You need to go back to your advisor or the person who has given you the policy, who designed the policy for you, and review your policy, whether the coverage what you have taken few years back, 5 years back, 10 years back, is it still worth it? You need to increase your coverage or not. Your circumstances would have changed, so you have to go and get it reviewed. That's actually mandatory. Okay, and then review with your advisor, right? And discuss with your family members. Insurance on dining table. Discussing insurance on dining table is something, the culture which we are promoting from Mallapuram, right? And this is something which is needed. The reason why we take all these policies is only to protect the dreams and cover the benefits and give it to the family. If they don't understand your insurance policy, then how can somebody understand it? They are the people who need to get the best benefit out of it. Okay, right? And make all these details available to your family members. They should know where the policy copy is. They should know whom to approach. They should know if there is a claim, what are the things which need to be taken care. Because if say something happened to you, you are hospitalized, they should know whom to approach. If they don't know, what is that they can do, right? So discuss insurance on dining table along with your family members and keep it available to all your family members, right? And that's it. So we have come to the end of the session today, and thanks a lot for coming down. So my insurance is whose responsibility? My insurance is always my responsibility. You're with me, right? And we thank you for joining us in today's webinar series, that is Get More from Mallapuram, and we look forward to see you all in the next webinar series. Next webinar series is on what are those 10 traps of tax planning. People focus more on the tax planning rather than planning the insurance coverage for themselves and their family members. Okay, and this is on, it's on the second Saturday of the next month, the New Year celebrations. It is 9th January from 4 to 5 p.m. Thanks a lot. We'll be waiting for you. Come back next year. That is on 9th January, 4 to 5 p.m. on your own webinar series, that is Get More from Mallapuram. Your own webinar series, Get More from Mallapuram. Thank you.